Hello everyone, I'm Daniel Keith. We will be learning about earthquake and volcanoes today. Earthquake hazards are the type of hazards that depends on the strength of seismic activity, along with such factors as local topographic, subsurface geology, and groundwater. The first type of hazard for an earthquake is ground shaking, tsunami, landslide and rockfalls, subsidence, and lateral spreading. So what are the causes of earthquakes? Let's hear it from Christine.
Hi, I'm Christine, and I'm going to tell you about what causes an earthquake. But what is an earthquake?
Most of the time, you can't feel it because most of the time the ground is moving very slowly. But when you do feel the ground move, that's an earthquake.
During an earthquake, the ground shakes, sometimes a little, sometimes a lot.
The Earth's crust is a hard outer core covering up many pieces called tectonic plates. These plates are always moving, however, the motion is very slow. In a year, they only move 2 to 5 centimeters. Mostly, when these tectonic plates move, they brush against each other without causing great damage. When two things push against each other, the force of all of that pushing causes what we call pressure. And if the thing that's being pushed doesn't move, the pressure has nowhere to go, so it keeps building up. The pressure builds up where they stop. It builds until the rock break and the plates suddenly move.
This causes the grounds above the plates to shake, sometimes a lot. How much the ground shakes depends on how much pressure has built up between the plates. The bigger the pressure, the bigger the earthquake.
It's cool, but it's also dangerous. Now, speaking of dangerous, we should be ready whenever this happens. Now, what should we do? Let's hear it from Lorenzo.
What to do before, during, and after an earthquake. Before an earthquake, you want to familiarize your surroundings. Prepare to the nearest evacuation area where there are less hazards. Prepare a first aid kit with stuff like water, alcohol, flashlight, and etc. During an earthquake, when inside, remember to drop, cover, and hold. When outside, remember to move to an open area. When you're sure, move quickly to higher grounds. Stop when inside the vehicle. After an earthquake, you want to expect aftershocks. Keep being updated with the radio or NDRRMC warnings. Check yourself and others for injury.
Volcanoes produce a variety of hazards depending on the chemical composition and gas content of lava. These are the hazards of volcanic eruption. The first is lava, pyroclastic flows, phreatic explosions, lahars, jacolahaps, landslides, volcanic gases, and lastly, step rock. But what are the causes of it? Let's hear it from Toby.
How do volcanoes erupt and why? The Earth has four layers: the inner core, the outer core, mantle, and crust. Volcanic action takes place in the crust and the mantle can reach up to 1000 degrees Celsius. Due to the high temperatures and increasing pressure in the mantle, rocks can melt to form magma, or molten rock. Magma has less density, so it floats or rises above high-density items. The magma will try to float to the top and seek cracks and spaces to go into, and this can form magma chambers. With the right conditions, such as extreme pressure, changing heat, and tectonic activity, the magma can rise through the magma chamber and erupt to the Earth's crust, resulting in a volcanic explosion. There are different types of explosion, but the most dangerous and violent eruption is the Plinian eruption.
It's interesting, right? But there is also some precautionary measures and things to do while there's a volcanic eruption. Let's listen to Don.
To help everyone to stay safe during a volcanic eruption, here's a quick guide on what to do before, during, and after a volcanic eruption. Before the explosion, your family must evacuate immediately if you are in the radius of affected area. Stay tuned in the news, charge your electronics or power banks, note the disaster hotlines, and prepare a go bag. During a volcanic eruption, use a N95 dust mask. Protect your skin and eyes, secure your pets. Stay tuned in the news, cover food and water containers, wash all the utensils, and stay away from the rivers or streams to avoid the lahar flow. After the eruption, do not leave your home or evacuation center. Keep a watchful eye on your loved ones, wear protection, mask or goggles, clean your houses or your garage or your roofs, and then wait for the further announcements.
That's pretty much it, guys. And just follow all these steps whenever there's an earthquake or a volcano, and you'll be alive. Remember, keep safe, everyone.